ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாமா?
பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், ஒரு நிமிஷம்.
ஒரே ஒரு செகண்டு, ஒரு மார்க்கு அதை அனுப்பிச்சி விட்றேன்.
மாத்தங்கி ஆரம்பிக்கலாம்.
शुभं करोति कल्याणं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदां शत्रुबुद्धि विनाशाय दीपज्योति नमोस्तुते. शुभ संध्या. संस्कृतवाणी कार्यक्रमस्य सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. वयम् ईश्वरं प्रार्थयामः यत् शान्तिं मनः प्राप्नुयात्. हरिता मुरुगनाथ Prarthana Geet Gayegi. Haritha is a music instructor. She is graduated in MSc Counseling Psychology. Her guru is Srimati Vijayalakshmi and Srimati Nandini. She has trained in TV Gopalakrishnan Academy, finished voice culture level 1. She is teaching children and women through online. Swagatam Haritha.
Namaskar, Mathangi. Dari Kribha Samudram Sukham Trinetram Jadadharam Parvadivamabadam Sadashivam Rudram Magantaram Chidambaresham Krade Velliyangaresham Krade Bhavayami 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 Shambho Shiva Shambho Swayambho 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 Gangadhara Shankara Karunakara Mamava Bhavasagara Taraka Gangadhara Shankara Karunakara Mamava Bhavasagara Taraka Gangadhara Shankara करुणाकर मामव भवसागर तारक भो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो भो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो निर्गुण परब्रह्म स्वरूप निर्गुण परब्रह्म स्वरूप गम गम बूद प्रभंजरहित निर्गुण परब्रह्म स्वरूप गम गम बूद प्रभंजरहित निर्गुण परब्रह्म स्वरूप गम गम बूद प्रभंजरहित निजपुर निकित नितान्तग नन्दा निजपुर निकित नितान्तग नन्दा निजपुर निकित नितान्तग नन्दा आनन्द अतिशय अक्षय लिंग निजपुर निकित नितान्तग नन्दा आनन्द अतिशय अक्षय लिंग आनन्द अतिशय अक्षय लिंग भो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो भो 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 शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिमि किडतरि किडतगतो दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिमि किडतरि किडतगतो दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिमि किडतरि किडतगतो मदंग मुनिवर वंदित ईशा दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिमि किडतरि किडतगतो मदंग मुनिवर वंदित ईशा सर्वदिगंबर वेष्टित वेशा दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिमि किडतरि किडतगतो दिमित दिमित दिमि दिमि किडतगतो तों तों तिरि किडतरि किडतगतो मदंग मुनिवर वंदित ईशा सर्वदिगंबर वेष्टित वेशा मदंग मुनिवर वंदित ईशा सर्वदिगंबर वेष्टित वेशा नित्य निरंजन निर्कुद दिशा नित्य निरंजन निर्कुद दिशा ईशा सबेशा सर्वेशा नित्य निरंजन निर्गुद ईशा ईशा सबेशा सर्वेशा गंगाधर शंकर करुणाकर मामव भवसागर तारक गंगाधर शंकर करुणाकर मामव भवसागर तारक भो शम्भो शिव शम्भो स्वयंभो 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 ओम नमः शिवाय
Adbhuta Gayanam Haritha, Swami Dayanand Saraswati composition. Awesome. Kartiga Masha, Deepam festival is fast approaching. Prayer to Lord Shiva. Apt song today you had sung. Thank you so much, Haritha, for this wonderful singing. It was excellent.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
thank you so
Dhanyawadaha.
much for giving this wonderful opportunity all credits goes to Mathangi and Vani. Thank you so much
Okay, okay. Dhanyawadaha.
thank you
Talent, real talent always gets opportunity, Haritha. So thank you so much. Dhanyawadaha. Great war veteran and disciple of Swami Omkarananda, Shri Ramakrishna Mahodaya will be presenting Subhashitam. Swagata Mahodaya.
மியூட்ல இருக்கார்.
Ramakrishnan Mahodaya.
இல்ல அவர் பேசிட்டு இருக்காருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். மியூட்ல இருக்கார்.
மகோதயா நீங்க மியூட்ல இருக்க மியூட் அன்மியூட் பண்ணீங்க.
விஷாலிஜி நீங்களே அன்மியூட் பண்ணலாமே.
அவர் ஃபோன் பண்ணி கேட்கணும். அவர் இங்க அட்டென்ஷன்ல இல்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். சிவகுமார் அவருக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணுங்க.
நான் பண்றேன்.
இல்ல, he is joining again. There was some problem in his join. He is joining. மாமா நமஸ்காரம், பேசுங்க.
யாந்தி ஞாய பிரவృత్తஸ்ய திர்யஞ்சோ அபி சகாயதாம் அபந்தனாம் து கச்சந்தம் சோதரோபி விமுஞ்சதி. யாந்தி ஞாய பிரவృత్తஸ்ய திர்யஞ்சோ அபி சகாயதாம் அபந்தானாம் து கச்சந்தம் சோதரோபி விமுஞ்சதி. Nyaya pravrittasya, one who walks in the justice path, dharma, and for him, even the lower order of species, like birds, animals, they come to his rescue. It is the nature, it is the law of nature. If you are kind to other species, you will automatically receive help from any one of the sources at the right time. On the contrary, if you follow the path of adharma, that which you should not do, then your own brother will abandon you, he'll get away from you. The examples are from Ramayana. We are all aware that Sita was kidnapped by Ravana. When she was going in the Vimana, the cries was heard by Jatayu, the eagle bird. So he was very powerful. He tried all his best to fight with Ravana and defeat him. Unfortunately, he could not, because we know that Ravana is very, very powerful. He has cut off his wing, therefore Jatayu has fallen down. But he was his consciousness and life was already there. So he was waiting. He wanted to convey to somebody, if they come in search of Sita, he wanted to convey the message. In the same way, the monkeys, the bear, Jambavan, the monkeys, Hanuman, Sugriva, Vali. Of course, not Vali. The Sugriva came to his rescue. How? When Rama after hearing the direction in which the jewels were thrown and where the Vimana was flying, that was the clue. Then Rama, after hearing that, he was searching here and there. Then at that time, from Kishkinda, Vali Sugriva was eager. So he said, there is somebody searching all over here. Is he a spy? Because we should know the background why Sugriva was afraid. So his brother Vali, he was very powerful. He had the blessing of receiving 50% of the energy of the opponent. So when Kishkinda was ruled by Vali, one day what happened? Because their great fighters always accept challenges. One Mayavi came, so he wanted to fight with Vali. Then Vali's wife Sugriva all advice, don't go after him, he is a Mayavi, he will cheat you. But he did not heed to their advice, he followed Mayavi. Then seeing that, Sugriva also followed him, suppose in case of help is required, he can help. At that time what happened? Seeing both of them following, that demon, Mayavi was afraid. So there was a cave and he suddenly entered into the cave and hid himself. But Vali was so brave, he never afraid of anybody. He also entered inside. Before entering the cave, Vali told Sugriva, brother, you take care of everything. You watch for me. Don't move out of this cave mouth. I'll wait. I'll finish him and come out. Till then, you should not move out from the place. However, what happened? Near about 1 year, there was a great fight. And finally, there was blood coming in a stream from the mouth of the cave. So Sugriva thought that Mayavi has killed his brother Vali. So what he did, he thought, he has killed my brother, I should not leave him. Then he said, I should trap him. There was a very, very big rock that he has taken and closed the mouth of the cave. Then he went to the kingdom and spread the news. Then everyone, because Sugriva, by nature, he was very, very efficient, he was wise, he had the good temperament. So everybody told, you be the king. They allowed him, he continued to be the king. Suddenly what happened? That Vali, he came out. Then he heard the news, and when he came to the kingdom, he threw his brother and he said, you will be sentenced to death, you get away from here. So he was afraid, he went to a far off place and started living there in exile. Meanwhile, what he did, he took out, he kidnapped, no, he snatched a wife of Sugriva, Roma, as a revenge because his brother Sugriva started ruling the kingdom. Then what happened? This monkey, the advisors or the ministers for Sugriva in exile was Jambavan, Hanuman, and so on. The monkey. So one day what happened when Rama was searching, then Sugriva and others had a doubt whether they are the spy from his brother, they will come and kill me. So he sent Hanuman as a messenger. We know Hanuman is very wise. He heard all his Rama's story. Then he said, don't worry, I will try to help you. I will take you to my king. Then they came. Then everybody understood what has happened, and Rama has assured Sugriva that he will be made the king. In this way, what happened was, because Sugriva was following the path of Dharma, Rama came to his rescue, and finally, when Vali was killed, he made Sugriva the king of Kishkinda. Then this is how, if you follow Dharma, everyone will be helpful to you. They will assist you at a right time. The same way, what happened? They also told Sita's jewels are all here. Therefore, the direction in which she must have gone is south with Sri Lanka. So every monkey started searching, and then in the process, as per the advice and wisdom of Jambavan, they found that Sita will be in that Sri Lanka only. Then it was decided that a bridge must be constructed in which all the monkeys helped Rama to construct a bridge. And in the process, the squirrel also helped. So it also dumped a little quantity of wet sand on the bridge. So Rama, seeing this squirrel, he was very happy. Such a small creature, it is indeed helping me. He is trying to help me. So for that, as a blessing, he tapped on the back of the squirrel with his 3 fingers, which is now ultimately the symbol of Ram's blessing. Thus, we see that in the lower order of species, everybody come to rescue of a person who walks in the path of Dharma. Whereas those who does not follow the path of Dharma, he follows only adharma and behaves in a crooked way, like Ravana, who kidnapped Sita and did not heed the advice of his brother Vibhishana. What happened? Vibhishana joined side. So he has deserted his brother. Vimunchati. So such people, Sodaro api vimunchati. So he did not follow the path of Dharma. Therefore, his brother, he switched over Vibhishana to Rama's side and he gave all the secrets about the Lanka and the weakness and strength of Ravana. And therefore, with this, Rama, because he was following Dharma sincerely, he got help from every resources, and whereas Ravana was killed ultimately because he did not follow the path of Dharma. Therefore, let us try to follow Dharma as far as possible, not to hurt others' feeling or to physically wound them. Thank you.
Subhashitam asman sujivanam jeevitum shikshayati. As always, though we know the story, Mahodaya, such a wonderful message and it is much required and we have to reinforce this often and often. Many Ravanas are there. Let's hoping all will be eradicated or abolished soon. Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. It was excellent.
Actually,
Thank you so
while I
much.
was trying to unmute, it has gone off.
Okay.
Then again,
Okay.
I came back to the program. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Dhanyavadaha. शैव कुल दीपिका श्रीमती विसाली कृष्णन स्वागत संबोधनम प्रस्तुत करेंगे. स्वागतम विसाली.
सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. अद्यतनं संस्कृतवादी
I think you need to switch one device. I mean, low the audio. We are getting echo.
Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes.
अद्यतनं संस्कृतवाणी कार्यक्रमे सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतम्. अद्यतनं निरूपिकायाः श्रीमती मातंगी महोदय स्वागतं माता. श्रीमती हरितायाः अपि स्वागतम्. या तथेय सम्मोहन स्वरे प्रार्थना गीतं गीतवती. स्वागतं श्री रामकृष्ण महोदय. या सुभाषितम् इत्यस्य माध्यमेन अस्मान् सुन्दरं सन्देशाम् अदत्. श्लोका प्रार्थं श्रीमती उमा रविचन्द्रन महोदय स्वागतं. स्वागतं श्री सुश्रुता महोदय. यः प्रतिमासं भगवद्गीतायाः सुन्दरवाक्यं करोति. स्वागतं श्री अभिनव किदम्बी महोदय. यः नरसिंह पुराणम् अतीव सुन्दरं वाक्ययुतम्. अस्माकं विशेष अतिथि मेजर नारायण महोदयस्य हार्दिक स्वागतम्. धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव्याः. स्वागतं श्री गीता मुथुस्वामी महोदय. शांति मंत्रस्य स्वागतं श्री शिवकुमार महोदय. अद्यतनं कार्यक्रमे पुनः सर्वेषां स्वागतं करोमि.
Dhanyavadaha Visali. As always, a warm welcome address. Thank you so much. Bhagavad Gita Asmakam Atma Kartavya Shikshayati. Dr. Sushrutha ji is an assistant professor in Amrita University, Coimbatore. He has done a PhD in Yoga and Yajna. Every month, sir is giving us the life lessons of Bhagavad Gita. Swagatam Mahodaya.
नमः सर्वेभ्यः। यथा प्रतिमासं इदं तपः अस्ति, प्रतिमासं समागत्य सर्वेपि मिलित्वा किञ्चित् संस्कृतविषये चिन्तयामः इत्येव अयं तपः, इदं तपः अस्ति। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना पद्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। We were in the last penultimate shlokas of 7th chapter, and now we slowly have to switch to 8th chapter. But then Adi Shankaracharya's unique feature amongst many of the other bhashyas, it gives a foundation to how one chapter is getting into the next chapter, because that link is what matters a lot. So Adi Shankaracharya's words from the 7th chapter last shlokas, Yeshantwantagatam papam. Okay. So, Sadhibhuta Adhidaivam mam Sadhi Yajnancha ye viduhu Prayana kale picha mam te viduhu Yukta chetasaha. Prayana kala is while departing, while one discards the physical body. That in Samskritam, in general, it is called Prayana kala. Prayana is traveling in general Samskritam. But whenever Shastra, Vedanta Shastra speaks, it is generally spoken about Prayana means saying last, bye bye to everyone and going with or without happiness. Generally, all the physical body is jirna and it cannot function anymore, and others are unhappy, we are happy. So all this dramatization happens when we say final prayana. So in fact, this prayana has been celebrated as the third janma according to Aitareya Upanishad. There are three janmas for all of us. For any one human being, there are three janmas. One, for the first time, it happens when sperm and egg come together. That is first janma. Generally, we will not know because it's physical intimacy between parents happen. That is first janma. But second janma, coming out of the mother's womb, which we generally celebrate, inviting everyone, celebrating oneself, that is the second janma. The third janma is, getting into a new life, departing this. Only when we depart, we can get a new. When we discard the old cloth, only we can get the new. So, keeping the old one and having the new one, wishing for the new one, is illogical according to spiritual perspective. Therefore, at least at this level, it becomes absolute. We discard our physical body, our journey continues again. So, the Janma Chakra, passing through 5 Agnis, Dyu Parjanya Prithvi Purusha Yoshet. This is called Pancha Agni Vidya, which is there in the Upanishads. Define what will be the next. Yes, obviously, Vasamsi Jiranani Yatha Vihaya Navani Grinhati Naroparani iti ayam shlokaha. But this is between new life and old life. So that is what is Panchagni Vidya explained in Upanishads. So with that prayana, when they say prayana, प्रयाणकाले अपि च मां ते विदुः युक्तचेतसः. While departing, one can get clarity about what is adhiyajna, adhyatma, and adhibhuta and adhidaiva. So all that Arjuna had, sadhibhuta adhidaivancha mam ye viduhu prayana kalepi cha mam te viduhu yukta chetasah. After that, Adi Shankara takes te brahma tadviduhu kritsnam. Brahma will be understood in its totality only by analyzing and getting into experiential mode of what is that Atma. इत्यादिना भगवता अर्जुनस्य प्रश्नबीजानि उपदिष्टानि. अतः तत् प्रश्नार्थम् अर्जुनः उवाच. सो लिंकिंग दैट, किम तद् ब्रह्म किम अध्यात्मम्, व्हाट इज दैट ब्रह्म, what is that adhyatma, king karma purushottama, what is the karma in general, it is said adhibhuta, what is adhibhautika. Generally we say three shantis are said as adhibhautika, adhidaivika and adhyatmika. Everything is taken, but there is one more dimension for all the life which is called yajna. So he brings in adhiyajna. So किम तद् ब्रह्म किम अध्यात्मं किम कर्म पुरुषोत्तम अधिभूतं च किम प्रोक्तम अधिदैवं किमुच्यते अधियज्ञः कथं कः अत्र देहेऽस्मिन् मधुसूदन प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयोऽसि नियतात्मभिः. You said while saying final departure one will understand Brahma. So how about is the question in the 8th chapter beginning. So esham prashnanam yatha kramam. Always Shastras follow a particular sequence of presentation. So in Nyaya Shastra it is said Uddeshaha, Lakshanam and Pariksha. Uddeshaha, Lakshanam and Pariksha. Uddesha is naming, listing out the way we have content page, table of content, all the entire book. In the beginning it will be said, and then each topic will be taken and elaborated. That is how even here in this small segment we will see sequential presentation of what is Aksharam Brahma. He asks, Kim that Brahma? What is that Brahma? Kim Adhyatmam? Then Adhyatma will be explained. So in sequence he is trying to address Aksharam Brahma Paramam. What is that Akshara? What is that Brahma? That is Akshara. Na Ksharati. Aksharam na ksharati iti aksharam paramatma. That paramatma itself is what is akshara. And iti shrutehe omkarasya cha omityekaksharam brahma. It is also in the 8th upcoming chapter that Omkara and Brahma are one and the same. There is no difference between Omkara and Brahma. Even in Patanjali Yoga Sutras we see that Omkara तस्य वाचकः प्रणवः. प्रणव ओंकार इज वाचकः. वदति तद्विषये वदति, वाचयति. सो ईश्वर इज रिफ्लेक्टेड थ्रू ओंकार. देयरफॉर ओंकार इज yet another face of that Brahma itself here, but there it is Ishvara and its reflection. Therefore kim tad Brahma, when it is asked that Brahma kim aksharam Brahma paramam, that akshara is what is Brahma. And then paramam iti cha niratishete brahmani akshare upapanna taram iti visheshena tasyaiva parasya brahmana pratideham pratyakatma bhavah swabhavah. Now whenever Vedanta Shastra says swabhava, it means all that akshara brahma reflecting with each jiva. For example, in general we are all called individuals. You are different, somebody else is different, all the animals are different. Each individual is called swabhava. Okay, swasya bhavah, pratyagatma bhavah, that atma's reflection into all of us, that is what is swabhavah. Adhyatmam uchyate, that itself is adhyatma. And also atmanam deham adhikritya pratyagatmataya pravrittam paramartha brahmavasanam vastu swabhavah adhyatmam uchyate. In fact, this clarifies whenever one speaks about adhyatma or spirituality, it says, it defines what is adhyatma. Deham adhikritya, starting from Deha, physical Deha, or we have three types of Deha. Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira according to Vedanta, at least according to Advaita Vedanta. Even other Vedantas also have a relative, words to define our internal organization. So, Sthula Deha and Sukshma Deha and Karana Deha, all these Dehas put together we call as Adhyatma. It is not always beyond material, and many other people may say, but according to Bhashya that we are talking here, Atmanam, what is Atma? Deham adhikritya, starting from Deha, Pratyagatmataya, that whichever is associated or whichever that we associate with, that Atma, our internal identity, everything is Adhyatma, Pravrittam, Paramartha, Brahma, Avasanam. Whenever we end our identity with Brahma, starting from this Deha, Sthula Deha, everything is part of Adhyatma only. Therefore, we do not have, physical fitness and gym and many other activity as part of something else. It is part of our Adhyatma sadhana. Yoga becomes more and more Adhyatma sadhana whenever it is directed towards realizing, identifying oneself, not just with physical body, ending with that our swabhava, which is a reflection of Paramartha Tattva. So, this small segment of Shankara Bhashya provides, translate even common activities that we all do into a sadhana kind or adhyatma when it is towards self-realization. So, that's what even Kalidasa says, Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. So what is this dharma sadhana and adhyatma? Is it completely different? Is looking after our body, mind complex, fit always? Is it not worry about? No. For us, for all yoga sadhakas, for all the Vedanta sadhakas, maintaining the health and well-being of physical body is also part of sadhana and spiritual sadhana itself. And when we look at Hatha Yoga Pradipika, if our opinion about looking after body is very trivial, there would not have been a shastra for Hatha Yoga, looking of our body well. So it says for dharma sadhana only, we have to maintain our health and fitness. It's not fitness, but health and well-being. Health and well-being are very, very important from a perspective of what is called adhyatma. Atmanam deham adhikritya. Starting from deha and pratyagatmataya pravrittam paramartha brahmavasanam vastu svabhavaha adhyatmam uchyate. Adhyatma shabdena abhidiyate. This is what we have to say as adhyatma, not just meditation, not just puja, not just any kind of smaller section of all the sadhanas. It is what every function towards our realization becomes adhyatma only. So smaller functions also become adhyatma from this perspective. Bhuta bhavodbhavakaraha bhutanam. Okay, so we leave it for the next discussion about what is the rest of the definition that Krishna and through Krishna that Bhagavan, then what is karma, and then what is adhibhuta, and what is adhidaiva, that all will come at the later stages. So with this, we conclude with this small first segment of the 8th chapter. Namaste, Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavadaha, Mahodaya, as always. But yes, of course, personally for me, bit difficult to understand certain things. We'll try to listen to the recording again. Always I say, Sushrutha ji, so clear and so much clarity in your speech. That is very important. So today also the same thing. You had explained it so well, and we had learned so many things, so much values. I never knew all this really, and it's really a blessing for me personally through Samskrita Vani. So thank you so much, Mahodaya. We are eagerly waiting for the next month episode also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dhanyawad. Shri Abhinav Kidambi will be presenting the Narasimha Purana series. MTech in Medical Nanotechnology, has done MA Sanskrit, currently pursuing PhD. He has had an international experience in STEM, biomedical device design and fabrication, animal cognition and neurosciences. Teaches Yoga Shastra, Sanskrit, Indian philosophy, culture and heritage, Indian culture and heritage. Swagatam, Abhinavji.
Namaste, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We are currently looking at Narasimha Purana, and little by little we are making some progress. In the previous session, we saw the Vamsha Varnana of Ikshvaku as well as Chandra. Ikshvaku, as you already know, I have told you how he received the Rangavimana, which was later eventually given to Vibhishana by Rama himself, and was established in Srirangam. Until that, we know a little bit. Now let us move forward ahead with the next few chapters. Based on the next chapter, we understand that there is a description of the character which is also found in the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, we know that the Pandavas and the Kauravas trace their lineage back to Shantanu. So this Shantanu is supposed to have been the father of Bhishma himself. He is the father of Vichitravirya and Chitrangada. And so we see one kind of a description of what happened in the time of Shantanu. Because apparently, at some point of time, he was unable to ride on his chariot. His chariot was a Vimana. It was not the normal chariot, it was a Vimana. And this Vimana, suddenly, he was not able to ride on it. It is more like a conversation between two people, as always in any Purana. But in this context, we see that the Katha alone will be shared here for the audience. Shantanu apparently, for some time, was not able to ride on his Vimana. He was not able to operate the Vimana, which was given to him by the Devas. And the question here is, why was he unable to operate the Vimana of the Devas? Apparently, there is this concept of Nirmalya. So Nirmalya refers to anything that has already been offered to the divine and which has now become consumed, or it is now been used for the puja already. Once it has been used for puja, once it has been offered for puja or archana, if you want to do the puja or the archana for the next day, you have to remove it. You have to remove it and place it somewhere else. In very traditional households, this so-called nirmalya, which has already been offered and now been removed from the puja place, is usually disposed of in a very proper way, carefully. You will notice that in certain families, what they do is they take it and they dig it and place it inside a ground. So they will bury it under some soil. Some people, what they do is they take it and use it for making their own what you call snana powder. So there are some people who use these flowers for snana powder at home. And a few others, maybe they might even make bhasma out of it. So they, depending on which family or which tradition you belong to, you will have a different way of disposing of this nirmalya. Apparently, Shantanu, at some point of time, while he was riding or operating his Vimana went above the Nirmalya of Narasimha Swami, it seems. Because the Nirmalya was stepped over or crossed without any respect, without any veneration, he lost his ability to operate the Vimana. And so the fact is that Shantanu apparently had already received the Narasimha Upasana from Narada himself. And when at some point of time, unknowingly, the same Nirmalya of his puja apparently was crossed by him, unknown to him. That is, without knowing, he did it. When he did this unconsciously, he immediately lost the ability to control his Vimana. And so he immediately went back to Narada and asked him what to do. What is the solution? What is the prayashchitta? Before the prayashchitta was told, Narada started narrating another katha. There was some gardener by the name of Ravi, it seems. This is all given in the Narasimha Purana. I'm not making up these names. The first time I'm seeing a common human being being called Ravi, at least in the Itihasa Purana literature. So this commoner was a great bhakta of Narasimha. He had a small garden, it seems, and this was a Vrindavana. So there were tulasi plants inside, and there were also many flowers there. And in order to protect the tulasi vana, that is the Vrindavana, as well as the flowers, he apparently constructed very tall walls to prevent any outsiders from entering. This was to prevent any thieves from coming. And there was only one door, which was the entry and exit to that entire Vrindavana. And this Ravi made sure that he was only dealing with this Vrinda from the Vrindavana. That is, he was only working with the Tulasi and the flowers from his Vrindavana, and he was selling them. So for his sustenance, he was using this material. He was also a great bhakta of Narasimha Swami. So he was doing his puja every day. And at some point of time, he started noticing that the flowers in his Vrindavana became so fragrant that it started spreading far and wide. And more people came to buy from him. At some point of time, he started noticing that his flowers went missing. So the morning you will see that the flowers are missing. Night there will be a few buds, but morning the flowers are missing. So he doesn't know what to do. Who is doing this? So one day, overnight, he started observing. It so happens that the son of Indra, by the name of Jayanta, apparently smelt these flowers from this Vrindavana and wanted to have these flowers for himself. So when he saw the opportune moment was available, from then onwards, he started coming not from the doorway, which was locked every night, but from above. From the sky, he would come and pluck a few flowers from the Vrindavana and leave. He would come by his Vimana. So the moment one day when he observed in the middle of the night that Jayanta was coming by Vimana and taking away his flowers, this Ravi was extremely sad and he didn't know what to do. So in the night, just like how any Vaishnava will tell you, this man also had a dream in which Narasimha Swami came and gave him the solution. So Vaishnavas in general, this is a very common experience. So Vaishnavas, being the emotional practitioners of sadhana of any kind, generally will tell you, if they are very senior practitioners, that they saw their Ishta Devata come in their swapna, that is in their dream, and tell them certain things to do. Many senior acharyas in the Sampradaya have already reported how they saw their Ishta Devata, like say Ranganatha Swami or Narasimha Swami or Hayagriva Swami, come and give them certain mantras or certain revelations. Ramanujacharya himself, we know, has seen Devanatha Swami, that is from Kanchipuram. He saw Varadaraja Swami directly talking to him. And we see that Swami Deshika, that is Acharya Vedanta Deshika, is supposed to have also received some mantras when he was also in very deep sadhana. So we realize that this is a very common feature for Vaishnavas, and based on this katha, we know that Ravi was a Vaishnava himself. He was doing upasana of Narasimha Swami. And Narasimha Swami gave him darshana in his dream and told him to sprinkle his nirmalya across the garden, across the Vrindavan. And he asked him to do this without any questions or any doubts. And Ravi also spread the Nirmalya across the Vrindavana the next day. And that night, when Jayanta came with his Vimana, that is, he had one Sarathi, I think his name is Deva Sevita. So this Vimana, when it was crossing the Nirmalya, immediately the Sarathi told him that I am sorry, we can never go forward because now I have lost control over the Vimana. This is because we have touched or we have just crossed the Nirmalya of Narasimha Swami, which was sprinkled across the garden floor. So immediately Jayanta did not know what to do, and Jayanta was very seriously in doubt about what to do as a prayashchitta karma for his mistake here. Immediately, this Devasevita, the Sarathi, told him, it seems, that Parashurama is doing a satra, a very long yaga for 12 years in Kurukshetra. So what you should do is, the best thing that you can do is go there and clean the pots and pans of the Brahmanas in that 12-year-long satra. And then at the end of the satra, at the end of 12 years, your prayashchitta will be complete. You can operate the Vimana again. So apparently Jayanta went and did it. And therefore, after that, Jayanta could operate his Vimana. Anyway, this was all narrated to our Shantanu by Narada. And Narada told Shantanu that you also do the same, and then you will be able to operate your Ratha, that is Vimana, once again. This is the single chapter. The next chapter goes on. I mean, I'll show some details about the next chapter in the form of Vamsha Vriksha again. So you see, in Puranas, we will again be seeing so many Vamsha Vrikshas. In this Purana, Narasimha Purana, the Vamsha Vriksha that we've seen earlier is Surya Vamsha Vriksha, Chandra Vamsha Vriksha. Now let us see what is the Vamsha Vriksha that is given to us for Shantanu according to the Narasimha Purana. I request the admin or the host to give me sharing option. Whoever is the host, I request them to give them the sharing option so that I can. Okay, super. Thank you. I'll start sharing. I hope you can see it. Shantanu is said to have married Yojana Gandha, that is Matsya Gandha. He gave birth to Vichitra Virya. Not all the sons are mentioned, only Vichitra Virya's name is mentioned. He married Ambalika, and so they had Pandu as the son. Vichitra Virya is supposed to have had two wives, but only one wife is mentioned here. Pandu was the only son of Ambalika and Vichitra Virya, officially at least, not through Niyoga. We are talking about official purpose for the what you call royal decree. Based on that, you will see that this is the lineage they give. Pandu married Kunti. Of course, he also married Matri, but here only Kunti is mentioned. Again, in the Narasimha Purana, the lineage continues with only Arjuna. Of course, you know Yudhishthira and Bhima are also there in that list, but Yudhishthira and Bhima are not mentioned in terms of the lineage. Of course, Yudhishthira is also mentioned by name as having been crowned by the Arjuna and the Pandavas in general after the Kurukshetra Yuddha. Arjuna is also described for his prowess in the form of Pashupatastra Grahanam. That is, he received the Pashupatastra from Pashupati himself. Then Nivata Kavacha Danava Hananam. So Nivata Kavacha. Apparently, there were a few Danavas with Nivata Kavacha. They were also destroyed by Arjuna. That is also mentioned in the Narasimha Purana. Khandava Vana Dahana. So we know Khandava Prastha had a entire forest which was then burnt and that was consumed by Agni. And later we see that this was changed into Indraprastha. So the Indraprastha Bhavana, which was there in Khandava Prastha, we see that was because Arjuna managed to burn away the forest. Virata Nagara Ajnata Vasa. So that is also mentioned. He was present as Brihannala there in Virata Nagara. This is part of Virata Parva in Mahabharata. Then we have Kurukshetra Yuddha. It's not shown properly. In the Kurukshetra Yuddha,
Abhinaju, you're not able to hear you.
Maybe power off, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can continue with the Shloka Pra. Next month we can continue. Narasimha Purana.
Namaste,
Ganga
am I audible?
Mata.
Yes.
Namaste, am I audible now?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a power cut here. I'll just use my hotspot from my phone. I'll just finish what I'm sharing. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So Arjuna is also shown for his prowess in the Kurukshetra Yuddha. Arjuna through Subhadra gives birth to Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu is shown as a great warrior. Again, Abhimanyu through Uttara gives birth to Parikshita. Parikshita through Matruvati gives birth to Janamejaya. Janamejaya is also described here in the Narasimha Purana for his great yaga. And Janamejaya through Pushpavati gives birth to his son Shatanika. Shatanika through Phalavati gives birth to Sahasranika. Sahasranika gives birth to Udayana through Mrugavati. Sahasranika is also shown as a great bhakta of Narasimha Swami. Here I request you to look at the names. Janamejaya marries Pushpavati. Shatanika gives birth, marries Phalavati. Pushpavati, Phalavati. Very interesting names. Shatanika gives birth to Sahasranika. So that again is a very interesting name. Sahasranika gives birth to Udayana through Mrugavati. Udayana marries Vasavadatta and gives birth to Naravahana. Naravahana marries Ashwamedha Datta and gives birth to Kshemaka. So this is the lineage that they are establishing. So if there are any modern kings who trace their lineage through Kshemaka at some point of time, and they claim to be Chandravamsha of lineage, then you can easily understand that they can trace their lineage back to Shantanu in this form. Shantanu and his son, in context of Bhishma, are not mentioned here directly because directly Yojana Gandha, Matsya Gandha is only mentioned. We do not see references to Ma Ganga here directly. So I think the power cut has asked me to stop sharing anything more today. With that, I rest my session for the day. I hope that next time I will have some support from electricity also. Thank you. Namaste.
Awesome, Abhinav ji, as always. Such a great treasure we have, and through experts like you, Sushrutha ji, we come to know these are all not mere stories. Many Natiha says, Kattukadehal Puranangalna அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. But if this was not there, நம்மலாம் சிவிலைஸ்டாவே நிச்சயமா இருந்திருக்க மாட்டோம். நம்மளுடைய முன்னோர்களும் பெற்றோர்களும் எல்லாம் வந்து நமக்கு இதெல்லாம் சொல்லி கொடுத்து வளர்த்ததுனாலதான் சிவிலைஸ்டா இருக்கும். இல்லைன்னா அந்த அப்ப மாதிரி காட்டுமிராண்டித்தனமா தான் நம்ம எல்லாம் இருந்திருப்போம். இப்ப இதையெல்லாம் வந்து கட்டுக்கதைகளே கிடையாது. எத்தனை வேல்யூஸ். அண்ட் யூ ஆர் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் தட் நிர்மால்யா. அது
I wanted a little more explanation on Nirmalya. Konjam.
That was Prayachitam பண்றது. That was excellent, Abhinav ji. So I'm just thinking now, we are all staying abroad and in the Nirmalya process வந்து we are not doing it properly. அது ஒரு கில்ட்டியா இருக்கு. அது பாவம் நமக்கு நிறைய சேர்ந்துருமோங்கிற ஒரு ஃபியர் கூட நமக்கு வருது. But still, let's pray to God and hope best. ధన్యవాదాः Abhinav ji. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ganga Mata Asmakam Papam Shuddham Karoti. Srimati Uma Ravichandran will be rendering Gangashtakam. She is disciple of Srimati Rukmani Ramani. Umaji is good in singing Tirupugal, Shivananda Lahari, Saundarya Lahari, and Mokha Panchashati. Mata is teaching music since 10 years. Swagatam Mata.
Namaskar. Not Ganga Ashtakam, Ganga Stotram.
Okay, ma. Ganga Stotram.
Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange Tribhuvana Tarini Tarala Tarange शङ्करमौलि विहारिणि विमले मम मतिरास्तां तव पदकमले भागीरथि सुखदायिनि मातः तव जलमहिमा निगमे ख्यात नाहं जाने तव महिमानं पाहि कृपामयि मामज्ञानं हरिपदपाद्यतरङ्गिणि गङ्गे हिमविधुमुक्ताद्धवलतरङ्गे धूरीकुरु मम दुष्कृतिभारं कुरु कृपया भवसागरपारं तव जलममलं येन निपीतं परमपदं खलु तेन गृहीतं मातर्गङ्गे त्वयि यो भक्तः किल तं द्रष्टुं नयमः शक्तः पतितोद्धारिणि जाह्नवी गङ्गे खण्डितगिरिवर मण्डितभङ्गे भीष्मजननि हे मुनिवर कन्ये पतितनिवारिणि त्रिभुवनधन्ये कल्पलतामिव फलदां लोके प्रणमति यस्त्वां न पतति शोके पारावार विहारिणि गङ्गे विमुखयुवति कृततरलापाङ्गे तव चेन्मातः श्रोतस्नातः पुनरपि झठरे सोऽपि न जातः नरकनिवारिणि जाह्नवी गङ्गे कलुषविनाशिनि महिमोत्तुङ्गे पुनरसदङ्गे पुण्यतरङ्गे जय जय जाह्नवी करुणापाङ्गे इन्द्रमुकुटमणि राजितचरणे सुखदे शुभदे भृत्यशरण्ये रोगं शोकं तापं पापं हर मे भगवति कुमति कलापं त्रिभुवनसारे वसुधाहारे त्वमसि गतिर्मम खलु संसारे अलकानन्दे परमानन्दे कुरु करुणामयि कातरवन्द्ये तव तटनिकटे यस्य निवास यस्य निवासः खलु वैकुण्ठे तस्य निवासः वरमिह नीरे कमठो मीनः किं वा तीरे शरटः क्षीणः अथवा श्वपचो मलिनो दीनः तव नहि दूरे नृपतिकुलीनः भो भुवनेश्वरि पुण्ये धन्ये देवी द्रवमयि मुनिवरकन्ये गङ्गास्तवमिममलो नित्यं पठति नरो यः स जयति सत्यं येषां हृदये गङ्गा भक्तिः तेषां भवति सदा सुखमुक्तिः मधुराकान्त मज्जडिकाभिः परमानन्दकलितललिताभिः गङ्गास्तोत्रमिदं भवसारं वाञ्छितफलदं विमलं सारं शङ्करसेवक शङ्कररचितं पठति सुखीस्तव इति च समाप्तः जय जय गङ्गे जय हर गङ्गे 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 नमस्कार
Uma Mata is not new to our forum. அவங்க வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸலன்ட் மியூசிஷியன், எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்ட் மியூசிஷியன். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து கருத்து சொல்றதுக்குன்னு இல்லை, பட் ரொம்ப அழகா இருந்தது உமாமா. ஏன்னா நீங்க நிறைய பாடியிருக்கேள். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். தன்யவாத அம்மா. தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். Really a proud moment for our Samskritha Vani group to honor and welcome Major Narayanan Mahodaya. Sir will be presenting speech on Dwaja, the divine metaphor. Major Narayanan sir holds a master's degree in economics and bachelor's in Vaishnavism, both from Madras University. Served as the commander of the strategically significant Natula Pass on the Indo-China border, enduring extreme sub-zero conditions and executing numerous high-risk commando operations. A proud alumnus of the Officers Training Academy, and Mahodaya was commissioned into the Swift 17th Battalion of the Jat Regiment. His battalion earned the title Mashko Warriors for their valor in the Kargil conflict. In May 1999, Mahodaya's unit secured point 4875 after intense hand-to-hand combat, a turning point that led to the capture of Tiger Hill. This heroic feat is commemorated annually on July 26th as Kargil Vijay. Mahodaya was awarded Mr. Madras by the then Chief Minister Puratchi Talevar Dr. MGR. Represented India in the South Asian Federation Games in the traditional martial arts of Silambam. Founding member of the several clubs under Toastmasters International and the Professional Speakers Association of India. Currently serves as the president of Hypnotic Circle, the oldest hypnosis forum in India. As an active member of Tamil Heritage Trust, Chennai, Mahodaya has delivered talks and has been on panel discussion on history, heritage, and culture. We are very happy, really. I always feel very happy in reading the profile at least. Thank you so much, Mahodaya, for your presence today, and we are eagerly waiting for your speech. Dhanyavadaha.
Namasadasya, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I'm quite happy to be here with the Samskritha Vani. I know who's moving the slides for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
SK, can you start sharing the sign?
I got 25 minutes or 20 minutes?
30 minutes. No issues. 40 minutes also you can have.
Okay, fine. I'll make it as short as possible. Maybe 30 minutes. So the title, rather the topic that has been given to me is Dwaja, the divine metaphor. Dwaja, as you all know, is a symbolic representation of any affiliation or exalted authority or leadership. So Dwaja always represents something which is very, very significant. Maybe cultural, maybe spiritual, maybe religious, maybe something related to the national honor, pride, and something related to any establishment or affiliation or organization. So this is the first slide. Very recently, all of us had the pleasure of being witness to the great Dwaja Arohanam at Ayodhya at the Ram Mandir. Though many would be knowing, I just wanted to recapitulate what does this particular flag signify. You will see a triangular flag hoisted atop a long pole, which is called the Dwaja Stamba, of which I'll give in greater detail. But just in a nutshell, what does the flag denote, the triangular flag? It has got three emblems. One is sun, which represents the Ram's royal Surya Vamsha. We just heard Kidambi extolling about Chandravamsha. Swami Rama is the manifestation or the descendant of the Surya Vamsha. He belongs to the great Surya Vamsha lineage. You will find Om written in Sanskrit. That signifies the cosmic consciousness. Then we have the Kovida tree. It's an emblem linked to the Ramarajya, which signifies governance, prosperity in as per the ancient texts. And this is a very, very proud moment for all of us. Very recently, only this week, we had been witness to the Dwaja by the Prime Minister of the country. We are so happy and fortunate. This, as you all know, happens to be the flag, the Indian flag, tricolor, and you'll find the emblem of the country engraved in the center. It just denotes three different colors, saffron, white, and the green. You must be knowing what does the various bands signify. The white denotes purity, as you all know. Saffron denotes renunciation, and green denotes prosperity. And this Indian tricolor was adopted on 22nd July 1947. Saffron also denotes, apart from sacrifice and renunciation, it also denotes courage. White represents purity, truth, and peace, while green represents faith, chivalry, and fertility. If you're able to search it beyond the one word, it's got three attributes. And the Ashoka Chakra, which is in the center, that is called the eternal wheel of life. It's got 24 spokes denoting 24 hours of the day. And this particular flag was adopted by the Indian Constitution on 22nd July 1947. So it is called the Flag Day. It is called the National Flag Day. That's it. But you will find 7th December being celebrated as the Armed Forces Flag Day. I'll come to it a bit later. This is about our Indian flag, which was designed by an artist from Andhra, Mr. Pingali Venkayya. And much before he had designed this, the same flag had undergone a lot of changes and metamorphosis, I should say. I'll again come to a lady who's been instrumental in designing the flag for the first time. And also she went on to hoist the flag in several countries of the world. Who is she? What is she? When did this happen? I'll come later as we progress. Now we'll just go to the next slide. There are a lot of mentions about flags. Kurundagai, it's a classic Tamil poetry. It's a collection of small verses. It has got 4 or 5 lines. And the flag is mentioned as a symbol of love and beauty in Kurundagai. Kurundagai, as the name suggests, it's a very, very short, pithy poem. And one of the poems, poem number 40, written by Kapilar, it describes the beauty of the heroine, Kudiyongu Madam. And it says, the flag hoisted palace, where the hero, here, the flag represents the beauty and grandeur of the palace, reflecting the hero's loveliness. Again, there's a small set of poem anthology, it's called Agananuru, which devolves something about deep inside our human mind. It always deals with a lot of human emotions. It is again a classic Tamil poetry of the Sangam literature. There the flag is mentioned as a symbol of love and longing. In poem number 231, the poet describes the hero's flag. Kudiyongu Thotam. Translation says the flag hoisted chariot is here. Flag represents the king, the hero, who is the sweetheart of the beloved. We'll again go to a few more narrations. We can just go to the next slide. As I had already said, flag represents national pride, identity, organization, and it also commemoration or celebration. It denotes leadership or authority. A royal flag, you'll find the presidential flag. The various contexts, the flag always conveys different meanings in different circumstances. You also have a flag by the pirates also. You'll find the pirates. Pirates also, they got their own flag, which has got a symbol of a skull and 2 bones crisscrossing each other. That is again in a different connotation. And flag is mentioned in the Ramayana, specifically in Sundarakanda, while Valmiki waxes eloquent about Rama's army. The Sundarakanda, in Tamil, Kamban describes that Kudiyongu Ramar Kotram, which means Rama's victorious flag is hoisted high here. the flag represents Rama's victory and divine power. In the Yuddhakanda, Rama's flag is described as having a golden Hanuman, Kodiyil Vainda Vanaran, which means the monkey Hanuman on the flag is often referred to as the Kangi or Kongi in Tamil, that is what Kamban says in the Ramayana. We'll again go a few more references. In regular Tamil literature, flag is always used as metaphor for freedom, courage, and national pride. Classic example is by the poet Subramanya Bharati, who lived all of 39 years, where he writes, Kodiyetri, Kodiyetri, Kodiyetri. 3 times he writes, and then he says, Vidudalai Kottayal, which means hoist the flag, and hoist the flag. And he says, that is the quest for freedom. Here the flag represents the symbol of freedom, the struggle for independence. He also writes in a great poem, Thayin Manikodi Parir, and while denoting the people who guard it, he says, Kampat Nil Ritarkari. He says, Number Kurira Veerar, Tan Uir Indinam, Kodinai Kapar. So that is the level in which Bharati holds the persons who have been the flag bearers or the people who are guarding the flag in high esteem. They'll stoop so high that they'll just shed the mortal coil, leave their life for the sake of the flag. Honor is always there, very, very eloquently portrayed by Subramanya Bharati. This is the typical Dwajastamba, or the Kodimaram as we call it. It's got a deep, very, very deep philosophical meaning. It represents our own Sharira, and there's the Agama, Kamika Agama prescribes the distance between the Garbhagraha and the Kodimara. And if you find 3 factors, they're always in single line, straight line. The Kodimara, the Dwajastamba, Balipida, Nandi, and the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Murti or the Sivalinga, as they call, whatever it will be the Murti, all 4 will be in straight line. And there are 36 tattvas as per the Kamika Agama, and the 36 tattvas you all must be knowing, but sir, I thought I'll just read them out so that you'll at least know. Sadashiva, Maheshwara, Suddha, this is the 3 principal tattvas, and then the Vidya tattvas, 7 Vidya tattvas, Kala, Niyati, Kala, Vidya, Raga, Purusha, Prakriti. And we also have the Atma tattvas, which are supposed to be impure. Guna, Buddhi, Ahankara, Manas, Surotra, Twak, Kakshus, Jivha. And it goes on. Nasa, Vak, Pani, Pada, Payu, Upastha, Shabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Vyoma, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi. These are the 34 tattvas which has been represented, captured by the Dwajastamba. Apart from that also, we have got something written by Tirumular. He embodies temple to the body, and it's a very, very small poem. He says, Tuya Vimanamum, Tulam Agamal, Aya Sadasivam Agu Nat Sukumam, Aya Balipidam, Badralingamam, Aya Aranalai Aindukul War Katke, which means it is just the embodiment of the body is an embodiment of the Tattva, and some texts, the Garbhagriha itself is considered the Sukshmalinga. The Shivalinga in it says it is called the Mahakarana. And the Dwajastamba always faces the Mulalinga and is located outside as Karanalinga. Such a temple complex housing many lingas, they normally merge to be called as a word Alaya, which has been from the same root, which means absorb. And the Dwajastamba as the Karanalinga is one of the chief constitutions of a temple, especially during the annual Mahotsava or Brahmotsava. Dwajastamba plays a very, very important role. In fact, there are prescriptions that Mahotsavas are not to be performed in a temple without the Karanalinga. So that is the exalted status given to the Dwajastamba. And it is not a merely glorification or exaggerated statement. Different Agama texts brings out directly or indirectly the different layers of symbolism which is embedded in the particular location of the temple. The rituals to be performed during the Mahotsava, and everything is interrelated. You would have known Pasi, Pati, and Pasam. Pati is denoted by the Dwaja, and Pasu by the Balipita, and Pasam by the Rishabha. you'll find Rishabha very, very prominently seated. And the individual is called Pasu, the Lord is called the Pati, and the later three bindings are called Pashas of egoism, karma, and Maya. That is egoism, actions are karma, Anava is egoism, and Ilusha is Maya. So these are the broad depiction of how a Sivalinga or Sivalinga is reflected in the Dwajastampa. And there's more very, very powerful saying, or rather, a piece of just 4 stanzas by a famous author belonging to the 13th century called Umapati Sivacharya. I'll just read it out. It's quite simple. Olikkum irulukum ondre edam, ஒன்று மேலிடல் ஒன்று ஒளிக்கும் எனினும் இருள் அடராது உள்ளுயிர்க்கு உயிராய் தெளிக்கும் அறிவு திகழ்ந்து உளதேனும் திரிமலத்தே குளிக்கும் உயிரொளு கூடும் படிக்கொடி கட்டினன். Which means I was able to tell the egoists and the Trimalas are 3 doshas. And he also goes and says, அந்த மலம் மறுத்து இங்கு ஆன்மாவை காட்டி அதற்கு அந்த அறிவை அறிவித்து அங்கு இந்த அறிவை மாறாமல் மாற்றி மறுவு சிவப்பேர் என்றும் கூறாமல் கூறக்கொடி. Which means the kodi or the flag denotes the denunciation of the renunciation of the Maya. And Tirumulur also says in a very, very, very short poem, Manudarakai Vadivu Sivalingam, Manudarakai Vadivu Chidambaram, Manudarakai Vadivu Sadasivam, Manudarakai Vadivu Tirukute. And he also says, Koil Kondanadi, Kollai Perumarai, Vail Kondanadi, Nadigal Patula, Pusai Kondan, புலனைந்தும் புறகெட்டு வாயில் கொண்டான் எங்கள் மா நந்தி தானே. மா நந்தி. It's not a normal Nandi. It's Mahanandi. That is all about the great Dwajastampa. And you'll find 3 crossbars which denotes Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. Atop you can see. And there is something called Ubadanda. There are 2 small, you will find vertical 2 dandas. It is called Ubadanda. 2 connecting these 3 rods. They are sun and the moon. You'll find the rope that is called the Anugraha Shakti. The flag is called Vayu. The Rishabha atop the flag, that denotes Rishabha himself. And you'll find the circular shape. It is all the flag posts, Dwajastampa, are circular in shape. It denotes endless expansion. And Sadashiva denote the form and the formless. That will be atop the Dwajastampa. And the 5 Sivatattvas, that is Srushti, Sthiti, Samhara, Tirodhana, and Anugraha. They also represent the 5 different forms in the Dwajastampa. And you'll find 3/4 of the entire length of this Dwajastampa taken over by this particular circular shape. And you'll find a small square base at the pedestal base. It is called Brahma, which contains 24 Atma Tattvas. Octagonal shape denotes Vishnu Tattva, that is 7 Vidya Tattvas. Circular form, that is Rudra, it denotes 5 Shiva Tattvas. All put together, 24 plus 7 plus 5, it is 36 Tattvas. So it's a perfect depiction of Pati, Pasu, and Pasam, Balipita, the Dwajastampa, and the Rishabha. So that is all about the Dwajastampa. Now that the majority of the time has elapsed, I'll just go out to some snippets of information. This is, can anybody find or tell me which is the dynasty which is represented by this flag? Any guesses? It has got a conch. The previous one. Conch.
Yes, conch.
Conch. So it is a flag of a dynasty. It is still there. It is there in South India. Most of you would have visited the temple. It's very, very famous. It has been there in the news for the past 1 decade, I should say. One of the richest temples. One of the, not the richest.
Padmanabha temple. Trivandrum, Padmanabha temple.
There you are. Exactly. There you are. So that is the Travancore, the flag of Travancore. It features a silver conch. So the conch shell on a red field. The conch shell is the sacred emblem of the presiding deity, that is Lord Vishnu, who is otherwise called Shri Padmanabha Swami, who is the tutelary deity of the royal family. The conch always symbolizes auspiciousness. Andal says Karpuram Narumo, Kamalapu Narumo, divine protection and the royal authority, which is derived from the deity. The king is not the king. He only derives, he's just a trustee. And he just authority authority been given by the Lord himself to rule the subjects. The vibrant red background signifies prosperity and faith, which reflect the disciplined administration of the kingdom. King is just a tutelar head. He is not the king. He may be called as the king, but he is ruling the country or his state on the orders of Padmanabha Swami. Next one is something entirely different. Next, something you, by seeing these small letters, you will find out it belongs to a different faith altogether. The flag is a flag. It got something very, very significant. It is again in South
Arabic
India.
letters.
Yes?
Arabic.
What is that lippy?
Arabic is it.
It is written in
Arabic.
Urdu. You are almost right. It is written in Urdu. It denotes the Hyderabad princely state flag. Hyderabad princely state flag. Can you see what is there in center? A round circular shape, white in color. Very simple. To make it more interesting and to cut down the time, it is nothing but a chapati. Chapati symbol. Chapati symbol in it. It is the founder of the dynasty, Mir Kamaruddin. He is also called the Nizamul Mulk Asaf Jah, was blessed by a holy man. Who is the holy man? We do not know, but he was blessed by a holy man who offered him chapati as a token of good fortune. He said, you just take this chapati. You will become a very wise and just ruler, and your subjects will love you, they'll adore you, they'll worship you. And he became a king. He started ruling. This emblem was adopted into the state's flag to invoke prosperity and divine favor for the ruler and the kingdom. So very, very powerful. Chapati and this insignia. Quite an interesting flag, right? This you must be knowing. It's quite easy for you to find out.
Vijayanagara.
Exactly. It also denotes, apart from Vijayanagara, Chalukyas, Western Gangas, Pallavas, and Rashtrakutas. They use Varaha in the royal insignia, like flags and emblems, and the seal or the stamp as a political message to their people. What is the message? Just as Varaha rescued the earth, this king will rule to protect and save their subjects from external invasion threats. Varaha always symbolizes strength, divine protection, and the king's role is a guardian of righteousness and order. That's why you'll find, if you go to some temples of around 500 years old, you'll find, especially the temples built by Vijayanagara kings, you'll always find a boar and Chandra and Surya, which means our dharma will stay as long as the sun and moon are there in the earth. And we'll have a sword, and we also have the Varaha. Varaha always denotes what is it is. Just like Vishnu protected the earth and rescued the earth, Bhuma Devi, similarly, I will also protect you from the elements. Most Viti. And this is twin fish. Very easy to guess. All Tamilians will be knowing very, very.
Pandavas. Pandyas.
Exactly. Pandya.
Pandya.
Incidentally, Pandyas is the only lineage which has been continuously ruling maybe small territory or large territory or kingdom or empires or even small taluks or tehsils for about 2000 years. You will not believe. Pandyas are the only dynasty in the whole of India. So many dynasts have come and finished. They come and gone. We do not know. We have heard about Samudragupta, Vikramaditya, Chandragupta, and all. But they're no longer there. But Pandyas are there, unbroken lineage for more than 2000 years. They got recorded evidences. The twin fish on the Pandya flag symbolizes prosperity, fertility, and maritime dominance because they've been very close to the sea. They've been ruling the sea. And divine association with goddess Meenakshi, because Meenakshi, which means her eyes represent the Meenakshi, Meena Lochani. It also has got some evolution from the earliest Buddhist motifs and Vishnu emblem after some religious shifts had started taking place. Prior to the Buddhist motifs, they had elephant horse and the Bodhi tree. So can we go to the next slide? This, can anybody guess? Almost identical.
Hanuman. And
Which one?
brings the Sanjeevani.
That is fine. But there's a subtle difference between these two. Seemingly they are the same only. Seemingly.
Arjun Rath flag.
That is true. But 50 marks can be given to you, but not 100 marks. Let the quiz master take the 100 marks. I'll tell you.
Sanjeevi.
Somebody should admit. Okay, fine. This it is what else? It is Sanjeevi, but there are two different flags. I'll let you know. Have anybody heard of the princely state called Devas? It belonged to the Malwa region of Madhya Pradesh, very close to Indore and Mau. MHOW you would have heard. That is nothing but an acronym. Military Headquarters of War, MHOW. It doesn't have any meaning. Very close to the Malwa Plateau. It is called Devas. It's a princely slate. It was founded in 1728 by the Maratha brothers, Tukaji Rao and Jivaji Rao. And they had bifurcated the entire country into two, Devas Senior and Devas Junior. So both shared the same capital, Devas, but they governed separate territories as British protectorates till they merged with India in 1947. Each had a 15-gun salute status. Both had independent flags, and both the presiding deity or the principal deity in the flag is Hanuman. So how do you differentiate? In one flag, Hanuman carries the Sanjeevani mountain in the right hand. The other flag has Hanuman carrying the mountain on the left hand. So senior and junior. See how very symbolic. So here, that is where very, very interesting narration of flags. We'll go to the next slide. So left side, you'll find something very interesting. There are 7 white stars. Any guesses?
UK?
No, 7 stars.
Ah.
Hindu mythology.
Rishis, Saptarishis.
Exactly, there you are. You hit the stars on the head. 7 white stars were arranged in the pattern of the Saptarishi. That is called Ursa Major. Those of you who just go out to the sky and then see, you'll find out Ursa Major, the constellation. It is very, very sacred to all of us, to Hindus. And that is the guiding principles of the nation. Saptarishi Mandala, you say, Ursa Major. In fact, in 7th century, when Islam was founded, when the Islamic traders were wanting to come to India, they found their entire ship getting tossed out because of a cyclone. Their entire mast was torn into pieces. That one wise man, he said, just keep quiet. Let us keep quiet. Don't do anything. The trade winds carried them all the way. It just took 41 days for them to come to reach a place called Kedekare. And then they again wanted to set out back to their country. So that again, wise man said, just keep quiet. Don't do anything. Now it is the time for the trade winds to change direction after 6 months. Change direction. It took exactly 42 days to reach their shores. Next time they waited for 6 more months. When the Saptarishi Mandala they were able to see, they again went there. They tied their mast. They never opened it. Allowed the Hippolytas or the trade winds, as they call it, to do their work. They reached somewhere not exactly Kedekare, few kilometers this side or that side. So that is how God starts as the navigation tool. Only the Arabics and the people who are there in our land, Tamils, they knew the entire history of the stars. They used it as a navigational tool for more than 3,000 years before. Much later, Columbus came, 1498. They never knew the western seas was navigable. And then finally, he took the longer route and then came down. Columbus and subsequently people also, they wanted to find India. They couldn't. That is why you find they founded what is called the West Indies, America Vespucci. So there is again something about history. I'm digressing a bit. This right flag, this is something related to Abhinav Kidambi will be very, very happy.
Sri
It
Lanka?
denotes Ganda Bherunda.
Yeah.
Ganda
Karnataka,
Bherunda.
Mysore Kingdom.
Exactly, there you are. Ganda Bherunda, it's regarded as a powerful manifestation of Vishnu, the Narasimha Avatara. And he emerged to counter the formidable Sharabha form of Shiva amid a cosmic clash of divine fury. And following Narasimha's slaying of the demon Hiranyakashipu, his uncontrollable rage prompted Shiva to assume the Sharabha guise for pacification. He just took on, just to pacify him. It is nothing to say it Surya that is superior or inferior, nothing. Just to pacify from the uncontrollable rage, Shiva took on the guise of a Sharabha and he just made Vishnu to transform into a fierce two-headed bird for an intense confrontation, which underscored the themes of balance and supremacy. Both of them are the same. As the writer Kalki would say, Ariyum Sivanam Onnu, Ariyadar Vail Mannu in Ponniyin Selvan, just to denote balance. And so Sarabha and Vishnu and balance and supremacy. This emblematic bird ultimately embodies valor, dominion, that is dominance, and communal prosperity. It is founded by Yaduraya, the first inaugural warrior, the sovereign of Mysore. The Ganda Bherunda, it gains formal status as the kingdom's insignia, and it denoted regal command and safeguarding of the realm. Very, very interesting. Can you go to the next slide? This is again quite interesting. This is a political imagery. Two falcons to show the king is fighting his adversaries to protect the people. The right one, that is very, very recent. Most of you will be able to guess. That is one of the foremost social bodies, the richest in India. Richest social body in India. If I utter one game, you'll find out.
BCCI.
Exactly. There you are.
BCCI.
Correct. Geetha, madam, yours probably some questions have been leaked out from a meeting.
Thank you.
I don't know. It is the BCCI. It was founded in 1928 during the British rule, and it adopted its logo from the Star of India, that is insignia. It was in 1861 the Queen of Victoria introduced this to honor the loyal Indian princess after the revolt of 1857. This golden star, which you will find inside, which is surrounded by a radiant sunburst, symbolizes prestige and imperial royalty in colonial times. So this is a very, very interesting narration of the star and surrounded by the sunburst. It is just not sun, the burst of sun, the rays of sun going all around, and it symbolizes prestige and imperial loyalty in the communal times. So much so for this small short session on different flags. Can I go to the next one? You'll also know Cholas. The flag is atop Himalaya. You'll find Chola flag is called Bengal tiger. You must be wondering what is the connection between Bengal tiger and Cholas. So because Chola went there and they subjugated the Bengals, and then they brought a famous Vigraha called Pala. The Pala worship is still in worship in a place called Mele, very, very close to Chidambaram. It is called Mele Kadampur, from where the Ponniyin Selvan starts. Mele Kadampur. It starts with the conspiracy. So you'll find the Pala Vigraham there. That is the reason why Bengal tiger has been adopted as the flag by the Cholas. You'll find the Padvettaraiyar flag. It has the palm on the flag. And Hanumar has got a deer. And any idea who's got the lion tail with the golden race?
Vallabha.
Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka.
No, Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama has got the lion's tail with the golden race. And Hanuman, as you all know, Arjuna. Arjuna's flag has got Hanuman on top. Abhimanyu has got deer. And so is Nakula. Nakula's flag also is denoted by deer, also the Abhimanyu. And you'll find the tree. Tree flag is of Bhishma. Bhishma's flag has got a tree. And you'll find the Kamandala, very easy to guess. A warrior, Brahmana warrior.
Drona.
Correct. Drona, the flag is called Kamandala. And you'll find serpent. Any guesses? Very easy. If you denote anything negative with the serpent, you'll find the
Shakuni.
character. Shakuni, okay, his nephew, Duryodhana.
Duryodhana.
His flag has got a serpent.
Aravakodiyo. Yes. Aravakodiyo.
And Veena Kodi is again Ravana, I have not mentioned. Veena Kodiyudeya Vendane goes as popular
And
song,
Ravana.
the film Sampurna Ramayana. And the wheel, or you'll find the sword. Sword, Indra. Indra has got the sword. And boar, the wild boar. Very easy. Wild boar.
Backbone of Rishi.
Yeah. Jayadratha. Jayadratha was the person who was able to bring his elephant and prevented Abhimanyu from going out of the Padma Vyuha. He's got the boar and the flag. And Makara, Karna. Makara has got previous line. Makara has got Karna. And elephant. If an elephant, both Ashwatthama and Kama, that's Manmata. Peacock is Kartikeya. Peacock is Kartikeya. You'll find, if you go to ancient temples of Muruga, Subramanya, or Kartikeya, you will not find the one which has been there now. Peacock it came much later. much before peacock. Any guesses which was there? It's Vahana. Peacock came much later. I think somebody is speaking.
Kukudam, Kori.
Huh?
Kori Kudi.
Cock, cock,
Hawk.
cock, cock.
Okay.
One
Seven,
more.
seven.
Much later. Sable and peacock came much later. Anyway, I'll cut the long story short. You'll find Magara Karna and Swan,
Saraswati.
Sahadeva. Nandi, of course, you know, Shiva.
Deva.
Yeah. Garuda,
Shiva.
Vishnu.
Yeah, Garuda, Vishnu. And Moon, Dharmaputra, Yudhishthira. There's a place called Meensurati, very close to Gangakanda Sodapuram. It has got a Karna pair because when the Chola and Pandya were about to start the war, Chola came, Pandya was already there. Suddenly, Chola army came. The next day the war was supposed to start. And through his scouts, he was able to send the Saranas. And Pandya found out Chola had much numerical superiority. There's no way of waging a war and winning. So in the night, he just made good his escape. And in the confusion, the morning when the morning dawned, Chola army was about to start his war. They found the enemy missing. So they just walked. They found a small flag unfurled and lying on the ground. Meensurati Kedadadu. So the entire area is called Meensurati, which is near Gangakanda Sodapuram. And you'll find the book called book written by Naparth, the very famous book, Manipallavam. The entire story revolves about a small Manipallavam, written by Naparthasarthi. And there are various movies on Kodimalar, Kodiya Sendudam Kaatru Vandada, Yengum or Parakam, Annakodi, Panjam Illa Yenam Anbukodi, Vivasayi, Kudile Malligepu, again something related to Kodi. And there's a very famous saying in English: the flag flutters not because of the wind, flutters because of the last breath taken by the last Jawan or last soldier who died fighting for his country. The flag flutters not due to wind, but due to the last breath taken by the last soldier who died fighting for his motherland. Captain Vikram Batra said before he left for his final sojourn, he was recalled from leave. He told his mother, either I'll hoist the national flag, tricolor atop the feature, or I'll come wrapped in tricolor. And his letter became true. He proved to be, whatever he said, he proved himself. That is Vikram Batra. I said 22nd July is called the National Flag Day and 7th December is called the Armed Forces Flag Day. You must be knowing what is Gudiyatam. Any guesses? There is a small...
Kumaran, Kodikata Kumaran.
No, Gudiyatam. Gudiyatam is a small taluk near
Village.
Valley.
Okay.
That is where the first independent India's first flag was weaved. So Kodiyatam happened because from there the weaver community they continued to give the flags. So it is called Kodiyatam. It called translation. Marivi called Gudiyatam. Slightly lower down. Something beyond Gudiyatam also I have written. Can you just bring it slightly up? Can you move it a bit up? Gudiyatam. Something later? No. You can move the slide slightly. Okay, fine, we'll go. There's one temple which always hoists the flag on Independence Day and Republic Day. That is Chidambaram Temple. The temple always hoists flag. There's a small snippet of information. Madurai Meenakshi Temple. During the British days, a person, he challenged the British that he said, he'll hoist the flag on Madurai Meenakshi Amman Temple, the North Tower. He challenged the British. He pasted posters all around the city. And he went into hiding. And the British forces went to his house, searched for him, they couldn't find. And they went to the houses of his relatives and friends. Nowhere he was seen. They just searched the entire district of Madurai. They could not find. They knew that he's a miserable failure and he's not going to keep up his word. There are still 10 more days left. They combed the entire state, the entire city of Madurai, went on to the suburbs, went out to possible hideouts of freedom fighters, wherever this freedom fighter used to hang around. They couldn't find him. They knew that it's a gone case, he'll not be able to show up on that day. They laid a siege around the temple, ensured that nobody from outside came inside. They allowed only the priests and the few loyal people who visit the temple daily. Only those people are allowed to visit the temple on that particular day. And that appointed time, they found the flag moving, fluttering with great vibrance, and the chanting of Vande Mataram and Jai Hind rent the air. And seeing it immediately, the entire people surrounded the north tower of Madurai, and they found a frail-looking person coming out and then waving his hands and waving his flag. The person's name is called Mayandi Tevar Servai. Mayandi Servai. He was born in 1904. He passed away in 1992, 12th of August. 3rd March, 1904, he was born, and 12th August, he passed away in 1992. Mayandi Servai. People never knew. Just pre-independent time. He stuck to his word. You'll be wondering, how come he was able to be there? How he was able to vanish into thin air and then go there? What he did? He just went up 10 days before, carrying only a bag full of peanuts, fried peanuts. He went atop. He took some 2 potfuls of ordinary pots of water. He was hiding there atop the northern tower, very one of the tallest towers. For 10 days he kept on. He was there only. All his ablutions, it's all made of mud. The temple tower, as you think, it is not made of granite. It's made of terracotta. The large tracks made of mud, where one can conveniently pass on your morning for your ablutions. And he was there for 10 days atop the northern tower, and on that appointed time and date, he unfolded the flag. Later in prison, that's a different thing, different story. As I just gave an indication of who is the first lady who hoisted the national flag, Madam Bikaji Kama, a Pasi lady. She hoisted the flag as early as 1906 in Europe, in Rome, Italy, Paris, and different parts of the world. And she made a vow that she'll never come to the country, and she'll hoist the flag only if India got its independence. Unfortunately, she passed away in 1936. The previous one. Few more points are left. But it's time up. Few more points I'll just browse through. Previous slide. Previous slide.
Previous slide.
जी previous slide केक रहा है.
Last slide. Last slide. This is the last one. Last slide. There you are. Previous one, yeah. Madam Bikaji, Pingali Venkalaya, I told, he was the person who decided 1921 it was adopted under the chairmanship of Mahatma Gandhi. Tirupur Kumar, you must be knowing. He was beaten to death, but he never let off this flag which he was holding. And Vavasi was the first person to hoist the flag atop a Swadeshi ship in 1906. And the flag which is there in Fort Museum, Chennai, Fort St. George, that is the oldest flag. In fact, the flag which is hoisted on 15th August 1947 by Jawaharlal Nehru, that is still maintained there in the fort. And Arya Bhashyam is the person who hoisted the tricolor on 26th January 1932 on Fort St. George. Incognito, he went there at around 2 o'clock in the night. He removed the Union Jack, and then he just, hoisted this flag. And that is Arya in Bhashyam. And the oldest flag in the world is Denmark's flag. The only flag which is not in rectangular size is Nepal's. There are very few colors, very rare. One is purple. Only 2 countries have got, Dominic and the Nicaragua. Brown is a very rarely used color. It is got only in Queensland flag. Grey, that is only country which has got a grey color is Argentina. Pink, there is no national flag which has got pink as a color. Only a few municipalities have this. Only country which has got a black color in the flag is Afghanistan. It is called Afghanistan Islamic Emirate. It came as early as 2021. The largest flag in India is in Chennai. You should be happy about it. It is 1,409 feet by 786 feet. It belongs to News 7 channel and Rotary International District of 3230. So Chennai can be reasonably proud of. We got the largest flag in India. The tallest flag post, few of you would have seen it. It is there in the Atari Wagah border. Tallest flagpole. It is got 418 feet, 418. It is inaugurated by Nitin Gadkari, our Union Minister, and the Punjab Chief Minister, Bhagwan Singh Mann, in October 2023. And the other tall flagpoles there, which is no longer there in Belgaum, Karnataka, 361 feet. It's inaugurated in 2018. Hyderabad has got one of the tall flagpoles, 291 feet. And the Indian tricolor was adopted, as I already said, July. And Flag Day, I told already. And the wheel always denotes the eternal wheel of life. So I just brought to the end of I was able to give some snippets of information. Something about the flag. We started about how Dwajastamba is denoted, what are the significance of flag. It features Sivatattva, how the Agamas have depicted different types, Pati, Pasu, Pasam, and the various flags. I took a small liberty of engaging you in a quiz, giving a lot of flags. And these are the small snippets of information. I'm extremely thankful to Samskritha Vani for having allowed me to show whatever little I know. All of us are equally ignorant, I should say. We're only sharing our ignorance. And I was given time for around 40 minutes to share my ignorance with all of you. I'm extremely fortunate and deeply indebted to all of you, especially to Visali Krishnan Madam for having invited me and for patiently moving the slides and giving me a lot of tips. And to Mathangi Madam, you've been a great host. So I now end. And any question I'll be happy to field. Else I'll come again on another day of your choice. I'll be able to speak to you in greater detail about Dwajastamba. Thank you, and Dhanyosmi.
That was an excellent presentation, Mahodaya. This is the magic of our Bharata Desha. See, we say a Dwajastamba, but the Dwajastamba gives so many information to us. Mahapiriva always says a Dwajastamba, if it is a Kodimaram in temple or a flag, he always says, you bow to the Dwajastamba, the first quality you gain is humbleness. And also he has mentioned, when you bow to the Dwajastamba or a flag, cosmic rays instigate in your physic body, and that you get connected with God, whether it is in the temple or you gain that patriotism when it is a flag. This Mahapiriva has mentioned once, and this is what I wanted to say. Lots and lots of information, and Dhanyavadaha. Visali, any?
We can have the discussion after we close the meeting, online meeting.
Okay.
Relaxedly, we can have discussions. Since we are running out of time.
I should thank two of my sisters, Lakshmi Parameshwaran and Renuka Ashok, for having joined and enriched the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahodaya. Thank you so much. धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद. विज्ञापन पत्रम प्रस्तुत करेंगे श्रीमती गीता मुत्तुस्वामी, प्रोफेशनली क्वालिफाइड होम्योपैथी डॉक्टर, and Geetha Ma is one of our strong pillar in our Pride of Bharat heritage. She is a well-knowledged person. Swagatam, Geetha Ma.
Namaste. Jai Hind, sir.
Namaste.
See, we are proud, privileged, and blessed to have your august presence amongst us today and for your beautiful passion. Thank you so much. Can't find words enough words to express our gratitude to you, sir. நம்ம இதுலயே தேசியமும் தெய்வீகமும் ரெண்டு கண்ணுன்னு சொல்லுவோம். அது அப்படியே ஃப்ரேம் போட்ட மாதிரி நரேந்திர மோடிஜியோட ஸ்பீச்சஸ்ல இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி சாரோட மேஜர் சாரோட இதுலயும் அவரோட பேட்ரியாட்டிசம், அவருடைய டீப் நாலேஜ், அவருடைய வாஸ்ட் நாலேஜ் எல்லாமே தெரிஞ்சது. ஹேட்ஸ் ஆஃப் டு யூ சார். ஜெய்ஹிந்த். I have turned a bit emotional. प्रथमं मम प्रिय भगिनी मातङ्गी महोदयस्य उत्तमस्य लङ्करस्य कृते धन्यवादं दातुमिच्छामि. प्रार्थनागीतं तस्य हरिता मुरुगनाथ अद्भुतमासीत्. धन्यवादः. सुभाषितं कृते श्री रामकृष्ण महोदय, he is an expert. எல்லா பாலும் 6 தான். அங்கிள் எங்களுக்கு ஒவ்வொரு ப்ரோக்ராம்லயும் அற்புதமான சுபாஷிதம் with apt stories he will bring. Thank you very much sir. அப்புறம் உமா ரவிச்சந்திரன் जी का वो Ganga Stostram was extremely nice, and I can't find enough words to thank our Major sir, who has enlightened us with so many good things, and I would humbly request him to come again and again and teach us about our nation, about our pride, about our flag, and we not only here எங்களோட அந்த ஆன்மீக அமுதம்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கு, ஞான உலா. அதுலயும் நீங்க தமிழ்ல கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா எல்லாருக்கும் பெனிஃபிஷியலா இருக்கும். ஏன்னா சான்ஸ்கிரிட் எல்லாருக்கும் புரியாது, அண்ட் இங்கிலீஷும் அது. அதனால நீங்க அந்த ஞான உலா முரளி அங்கிள்கிட்ட சொல்லி ஞான உலா ஆன்மீக அமுதத்திலையும் நீ யூ ஷுட் அட்ரஸ் us once and enlighten us. And இன்னித்து I should thank Sushrutha ji and Abhinav Kidambi ji for the excellent class they took today. As always, it was beautiful. And Shanthi mantra krite Sivakumar ji agachadu.
Dhanyawadaha Geetha ma. As you said, yes, this PPT must reach children. That is what we always insist that in our program. Certain speeches we always say that it has to go to the younger generation, especially children. So this speech requesting the members who are viewing this program kindly pass this information to your relatives and friends. A must for children, definitely. Because the history which we learned is something, it was entirely different. Many important history has been hidden, and all unwanted history only we had studied in our history class. So this has to reach the children. Once again, we thank Narayanan Mahodaya for this wonderful presentation. Swagatam Sivakumar ji for Shanti mantra.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. नमस्कार.
धन्यवादः शिवकुमार जी. वयं कार्यक्रमस्य समाप्तं कुर्मः. सर्वेभ्यः धन्यवादः. शुभरात्रि.
नमस्ते.